Hi everyone. So we have been making videos in reference to education, right? Making videos in reference to our daughter and her education and her mental health and her well-being as well, psychologically, mentally, emotionally. And we've been making videos for any parents, for us who are suffering mentally, psychologically, emotionally as well for their child. Now, we've had numerous of views and then it just stopped. So we're gonna keep doing this until we get an answer, until we get the help that we need, and that people start fighting for their kids, no matter if they're special ed or not. That the general population in the state of New Jersey realizes that your kids are more important and crucial to this world and their well-being as any other human beings. They want to talk about funding. They want to talk about, suicide deaths. They want to talk about the mental health. They want to talk about everything. And most only, they want to talk about COVID-19. Let's shut the schools down. Let's do this. Let's do that. Nobody seems to address the real issue of what's really also affecting the American citizens in New Jersey. And this even goes to like people in other countries too. We've been shut down so many times. School's been closed so many times. But over and all, then they talk about how all of this affects your mental health with COVID-19. But let's talk about the real thing that really affects everybody's mental health as well. You want to talk about how psychiatrists and everybody, mental health rating has gone up more during COVID-19 and pandemic, especially in children, because they are not allowed to go out and socialize with their peers. They can't go to school. Everything has to be virtual, especially with kids who have special needs. So when you take a child who's got special needs and you do not educate them or give them any type of emotional support and segregate them from their population and their community and their people, but does anybody ever turn around and say, hey, wait a minute, we got an issue here? No. Does Governor Murphy do that? Nah. Shutting down schools again is the only thing he thinks about doing, but he doesn't think about the psychological effect it has on kids, especially kids who are in special needs. So we have been battling Union District, the Board of Ed, since October 12th, 2021. I'm going to bring this to your attention. My daughter was suspended October 12th, 2021. Meeting happened, she was terminated as of October 15th, 2021, right? So now here's another thing. Why is New View Academy sending me letters in the mail telling me that my daughter has not been tested for English or math? So let's talk about funding now. Let's talk about the fundings. According to the New Jersey state, there is a formula that is set up that goes to special education funding and that also goes to general population. $13 billion in taxpayers' money go to special for funding. Half of that money is supposed to be taken aside and split up in dividends for the general public of kids who can attend public community, and most of it is supposed to fund special education. Wow. There's been news press lately where some of the legislators and government and senators are fighting to fund more money for funding for special education. $20 billion. $20 billion. It costs about $16,000 to educate regular general public kids. It costs $30,000 educate special education children. And the reason why it does that is because you have a kid who has issues, they have to put them in special schools. They have to bus. They have to hold their seat. They have to implement counseling services. They have to implement this services. So why is Union District Township not doing that for our daughter? You want to talk about COVID-19? Yes, that's a very serious issue. I do agree with that. But segregating children from education is the most crucial thing you can do to any child. Not just special needs, that's on any child. How are they supposed to still learn? Not all kids can learn virtually. Not all kids can function virtually. So ask yourselves this: where is your taxpayers' money going? Where is the government federal funding going? Where's it going? There is a formula that is set up, like literally, specifically, separate money formula that the state has. Wow, right? There's a formula. Yeah. So then you talk about that. The more the district does not educate my child, your taxpayer money funding, government federal funding is actually going to the attorney. Not us, not my child. That goes for attorneys, that goes for teachers, that goes for psychiatrists, that goes for therapists, that goes for social workers, that goes for nurses, that goes for CNAs, that goes for anybody in the state of New Jersey working. Your taxpayer money that you pay to help fund education is paying Union County Township Board of Education of New Jersey to keep my child out of school. I found out something late last night, guys. And this is how daunting this has gotten. Really bad. Her math teacher, Mr. Serrano, all of a sudden will not educate her as well. Nevertheless, he doesn't even do virtual. My husband's home. My husband has been home. Oh, here's the paperwork. Thank you. I gotta go. Goodbye. When my daughter emails him for help, he does not respond. Drops off work and leaves. And when my husband's trying to ask him questions, he runs away. Oh, okay, I gotta go. Bye. Meanwhile, I found out that the district's attorney actually has sent us an email. Okay, guys? An email stating settlement proposal by the district. Okay? An email. So let's see. She sent us numerous emails. That was November 4th. Oh. Hi, Alla. This was Judge Cookson's secretary. As Ms. Bahar notes below, MD is receiving home instruction from the district. Attaches a copy of the stipulation of agreement signed solely by the district's representative. I am not in receipt of any signature from the parents. I am requesting that the parents sign the attached stipulation of terms agreed upon by both parties before Judge Cookson on November 3rd, 2021. While the parents have agreed on the record of evaluations by the district, cannot advise my client to initiate that process until I receive the parent's signature. Wow. We did do that. Because I remember emailing her On November 2nd, here we go, settlement proposal. Hi, Mr. Brown. I was working with your advocate after the meeting. Would like to continue that attempt to resolve this matter. That's when she excluded the mother, the judge, the OLA to talk to him privately. Wow. I'm available, but she had Wi-Fi problems, right? Yeah. Let's keep going, guys. Oh, here's another one. We were supposed to have court November 1st. Due to circumstances beyond my control, I require additional time to file the board's opposition. My daughter's not feeling well today, and I had to bring her home from school. I am doing everything possible to reschedule matters of less priority throughout the day as arrange child care. Please advise if it would be possible to submit my response by a time certain tomorrow morning so that I can utilize additional hours after bedtime. I am making childcare arrangements in the case continues to feel unwell so that I guarantee my availability for the November 3rd emergent relief hearing. I am mindful of the fact that there is another child whose needs are relevant here, and I truly apologize for this unexpected need on my end today. Please contact me directly. Wow, we were supposed to have court November 1st. That's when she emailed that. You guys want to keep going? Let's keep going. Wi-Fi issues. Let's keep going. Let's see. Where else did she put? October 29th, emergent relief. Wow. Look at all these emails. I have Wi-Fi issues. I can't help. I can't do this. Nothing. Wednesday, November 3rd, we had court. Wednesday, November 3rd. Then she emails again. I'm sorry, but I'm having Wi-Fi issues. I am available. You can contact me on my cell phone. Wow. She had Wi-Fi issues, right? Wi-Fi issues. But she was emailing everybody left and right. Everybody left and right on that day. Settlement proposal, which came over on November 3rd from her, where she excluded everybody. And here's my email. It's 12:30 now on November 4th. I have been requesting everything since this morning. Maybe the attorney could have a little bit more respect for parents who are trying to get their child educated since they want to rely on an IEP. Where's the IEP that was supposed to be amended back in April 14, 2021? Where it was supposed to stay amended from home instruction to New View Academy, which I do not have. Still waiting for the attorney to actually do her job and send me paperwork since we are the barriers. Since we are the barriers. Meanwhile, I'm still waiting for everything. None of those IEPs were signed, as it still states in New Jersey IDA Act I have to sign off. Well, when does my daughter start home instruction? She kept on saying everything was set to go. Everything set to go. November 4th. Kept on emailing her. Kept on emailing everybody. Here, November 18th. Implementations. It was done on November 3rd. When did I get the paperwork? Signed November 18th. Status of agreement. Let's see. Agreement and stipulation terms. Attached, please find correspondence confirm the stipulated terms of settlement. Please sign and date and return to me so that I can forward to Ms. Conte for signature and then to the judge. The home instruction should begin immediately, subject to the home instructions availability and the mutual agreement schedule you work out with the instructors. I have also attached a copy of Malik's IEP Reflect on Home Instruction, the reevaluation paperwork, and consent to share information with the psychiatrist that will conduct the psychiatric evaluation if additional authorizations are needed from other outside providers. I will forward them shortly. I will also be forwarding you her records on a rolling basis as I receive them. Following this email, you will receive an email with a copy of her prior IEP and her prior evaluations. Additional records are forthcoming. Let's keep going, guys. Here we go. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. So you can't amend an IEP without having a proper evaluation, number one. Not only that, you can't, my child has not been tested since 2019. So how are you going to constantly keep amending an IEP when you never tested her? You did not do no reevaluations. You have done nothing for my child. Here, hi, Ms. Barber. I left you a voicemail on the phone number listed on the petition for due process. Can you give me a call at your earliest convenience? I can be reached at either cell phone number in my signature below. I believe we may able to resolve the emergent piece of your petition regarding the immediate arrangement of home instruction. I have removed the judicial assistant from this email so that I can discuss a resolution with you and Mr. Blatchford. And I would be happy to give you both a call if you provide the best numbers to reach. The district has home instruction ready to be instruction for Malik. As you noted below, since the goal is to identify a new school for Malik and not keep her on home instruction any longer than necessary, we could resolve this emergent matter by agreeing that Malik's IEP will be updated to reflect home instruction and virtual counseling until a new appropriate school is identified. She would be entitled to receive makeup instruction from the time of her termination. Please let me know if you would like me to set this in motion today. You would still have an opportunity to address my underlying issues with the court, but we would not need an emergent hearing. You excluded a judge. You excluded a judge. You exclude everybody. These were signed. It's court ordered. Everything. Documents received. Everything. The only people that didn't sign it was her and Kim Conti. Where's the court order? Let's see. Here we go. Judge Cookson, November 19, 2021. Sharif Tariq Esquire for Union Township Board of Education. Petitioners NB and CB filed this petition on or about October 26, 2021. On behalf of the Dora, who's 15 years old, she's 19 now. She's 16 now. Requesting emergent hearing, specifically alleging that that respondent Union Township Board of Education has failed to provide an educational services since on or October 13, 2021. When MD was suspended from her private placement at Neville Academy, it is not disputed that MD is entitled to special education services under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, IDEA. As a child classified as emotionally disturbed, the application also saw a due process hearing on whether MD is entitled to manifestation determination and an appropriate program and placement. The Office of Special Education Programs transmitted only the emergent petition to the Office of Administrative Law on October 27, 2021. Oral argument was scheduled for November 3, 2021. On that date, the parties were able to reach an accord which resolved all the issues set forth in the petition for emergent relief without prejudice to future applications or petitions, or the unlining due process petition. The terms of settlement were placed on record and now have been memorialized in an executed stipulation. I have reverted terms of the settlement, and I'm satisfied, and I find the parties have voluntarily agreed to the settlement as evidenced by their signatures or their representative signatures on the attached document. The settlement fully disposes of all emerging issues in controversy between them and in constant with the law. Therefore, I order that the parties comply with the settlement terms and that these proceedings to be continued. The decision on application for immediate relief shall remain in effect until issuance of the decision on the merits in this matter. A due process hearing having been requested by the parents, this matter is hereby returned to the Department of Education for a local resolution session. Pursuant, if the parent or adult student feels that this decision is not being fully implemented with respect to program or services, this concern should be communicated in writing to the Director, Office of Special Education Programs. November 19th. Look at that. It was signed and dated Judge Cookson. Judge Gail Cookson. Now here we go. Dear Ms. Bahar and Mr. Blatchford, as you are aware, our office represents the Township of Education Board of District. In the above referenced matter, this corresponds confirms the resolution of the above captioned matter in accordance with the terms placed on record before the Honorable Judge Gail M. Cookson on November 3rd. Please sign and date where indicated below and return this stipulation of agreement to me at your earliest convenience. I will forward a copy of the fully executed document to Judge Cookson for incorporation into a final order. The parties stipulate as follows. The parties agree that MD's IEP shall be amended to reflect placement of home instruction pending identification of a new school. The district's available home instructors will contact the parent directly to schedule home instruction sessions for MD. The district agrees to immediately initiate an early reevaluation of MD without the need to convene an evaluation planning to include the following assessments: educational evaluation, psychological evaluation, social history, psychiatric, The parents hereby provide their consent to the district reevaluation of MD and agree to proceed MD for the above assessment and execute any necessary authorization, the release of information during evaluation process. Now, this was sent to us. This was done on November 8th, 2021. Upon completion of MD's evaluation, the parties shall convene an eligibility determination meeting and review and revise IEP meetings to review the results of MD's evaluation and discuss the recommendations regarding MD's placement and program. The parties then to enter into this agreement in order to reach mutual agreeable compromise with respect to the parents' request for emergent relief, and nothing set forth herein shall be treated as an admission of fact of law or liability by either party for any purpose. Wherefore the parties have hereunto set their hands and seals the date and a year set forth. What date was this on? Let's see. Guess what, guys? Here. Our signatures. Our signatures. 11/11/2021. Where's Kim Conti's? The representative of the district signed it, right? The attorney signed it, right? Wow. Let's keep going. Authorizations for release. Malik Davis. Dr. Pratt. Dr. Pratt. Here we go. It was determined after review of 16 reevaluation planning meeting that additional assessment information is required to determine if the student continues to have a disability, which adversely affects the student's education program. So they checked off, let's see, as a result of the reevaluation plan meeting, the district proposed that additional information is warranted to determine that the student continues to have a disability and or to develop an individualized program IEP. Wow, okay. Review of students' records and current progress, including current IEP, teacher staff feedback, a description of any options that were considered and the reasons why those options were rejected. They checked off. Look at this. You got my notes. My notes. Everywhere. Everywhere. Let me hold it down for you guys. My notes. Look at that. They checked off. There are no other options. Look at my notes. Let's keep going. A description of any of the factors that are relevant to the action proposed or denied. He said there are no factors. Wow. Procedure safeguard statement. As the parent of the student who is or may be determined eligible for special education services, or is an adult student who is or may be determined eligible for special education service, you have rights regarding identification, evaluation, classification, the development of an IEP, placement, and the provisions of a free, appropriate public education under the New Jersey Administrative Code for Special Education, NJAC 6A:14. A description of these rights, which are called procedural safeguards, is contained in the document Parental Rights in Special Education. The document is published by the New Jersey Department of Education. A copy of the priors is provided to you one time each year and upon referral for an initial evaluation when you request a due processing or a complaint investigation, and when a disciplinary action that constitutes a change in placements is initiated. In addition, you may request the copy by contacting Kim Conrad for help understanding your rights. Wow. Guess what? Their names are listed on there. Do you think I got a new improvised prize handbook? No. Reevaluation planning for consent additional assessment. I understand the district proposed additional assessment is required for the above parent, for the above student to determine if the student continues to have a disability which adversely affects the student's education performance and is in need of special education and related services or speech services only. Education evaluation, psychological evaluation, social history, psychiatric evaluation, neurology. I consent to the following evaluations assessments as listed by Bahar. Look at that. When was that signed? 11/11/2021. Look at that. Wow. Let's keep going. Please note, if additional assessment is warranted, an additional assessment is warranted, your consent is required for the district to conduct an additional assessment. Please read and sign the enclosed consent form and return it to our office. The additional assessment may begin upon your upon your consent. If additional assessment is warranted and if you do not respond to its request for consent to conduct additional assessment, the district may proceed with the proposed assessment when it can show that it has taken reasonable measures to obtain your consent and you have not responded. A school district may not use your refusal to consent to one activity on the proposal to deny a child any other services or benefit. This means you may consent to allow the district to initiate those portions of the proposal with which you agree while you use the appropriate form of dispute resolution to resolve these portions of proposal with which you disagree. C 34 CFR 300, parenthesis C, parenthesis 3. The district must proceed with the activities for which you have given consent. His name is on there. Carrie Ring. Wow. This was done. This was done. Signed and consented to everything. And I emailed that attorney and asked her where all my consent forms were. Right? amend an IEP when Union County District didn't even do one? As Kim Conti stated, they've been using Bergen counties from 2019. What a shame. What a disgrace. I don't care what color, nationality you are, what race you are. If you live in a state of New Jersey or the state, you have rights, you have amendments, you have constitutional rights. Your kids have a right, a special education. Do you think Judge Benacourt upheld the judge's conviction? No. Let's ask us this question. It was stated that the district has to communicate with us, right? This attorney wants to email and say the parents never signed off on November 18th. Here's my proof. Signed and dated November 11th. What month are we in? November. How logic is it that her old school is sending me paperwork telling me that she has not been tested? Telling me I can go onto a parent's portal website to find out where she stands. Or you're going to continuously keep amending her IEP, say, oh, placement. Where is behavioral? Where is psychological? Where is educational? Where's all of this? Your kids are the most crucial part of anybody's life. Your kids should not have to suffer in the hands of neglect. Your children should be able to go to school and get the appropriate education that she needs. Your kids should come home to you and able to tell you either they had a good day or a bad day. And you as a parent who work, support your kids emotionally, mentally, psychologically, in any way possible you can. You should be able to find out what's going on with them, how school, if something's going on, let me know. Let me help you. Do you need help? The teachers, the educators in every single goddamn school should be able to contact the parents and be like, hey, listen, let's sit down and have a meeting. Let's talk about this. This is what's going on. I think we need to do this. They did that? No. You should be able to question everything that goes on in the school system with your kids. But we want to stay here and the attorney wants to lie. The representative never signed it. Kim Conti never signed the agreement. Ever. You got a counselor calling me because they only set up counseling services, asking me when Malik's availability to do counseling services. You know what I told him? Until I get a consent form, and not only that, I said my daughter's already seeing 2 freaking therapists, 2 psychiatrists. How far is that? How fair is that? But when a kid threatens to kill everybody in the goddamn school, you suspend them for 10 days and all of a sudden you test them right away? So ask yourself, what is wrong here? What is the real problem? What is the real underlying issue that us American citizens have to suffer? Don't you think we've all suffered enough? You got your nurses doing God knows how many hours a day. You got doctors pulling shifts left and right. You got these cops who are scared half the time to do anything because of what has happened. You got your kids afraid to walk down the street because you don't know what's going to happen. You got kids in schools attacking other kids on social media, bullying them, saying, I'm going to beat your ass, I'm going to come to your house, and then attacking their other friends, making fake accounts. Let's talk about the injustice of this world. What's right is right. What's injustice is injustice. You think have those, and then you want to cut shortages on police, you want to cut shortages on nurses, you want to cut shortages on this, then you want to kick out psychological, mentally people out of hospitals because you want to make room for COVID-19 patients. Hey, let's keep funding that too. When does it ever end? When does anything ever end in this world? When does congressmen and the legislator and the senators or anybody, who's going to stand up besides us? This is not a pity me kind of a deal. This is to open the world. This is to open your eyes on what is really going on around you. Because everybody has been too blind shut. You got businesses that are closing down because they can't afford to keep it open. Why? Because Governor Murphy wants to keep shutting everything down. Why? He sits on taxpayers and Americans' funding for education. Hey, he'll fund buildings. He'll fund apartments. He will fund condominiums. No. No, he won't help with education. Hey, legislator, there was a news article. Some senators and some legislators' office are fighting to fund the special education department. $13 billion in government funding costs $30,000 per special education child for services. Costs $16,000 for general public education. Wow. Hey, let's ask Union Township Mayor. Hey, Mayor, board committee, budget. Where's your budget formula for this county? Where's the funding going? Oh, wait a minute. But we want to build new ramps to Route 22, right? We want to build condominiums in Union Center. We want to rev up Union Center so bad. And you wonder why people are moving out of the state of New Jersey. Wow. Also going back up. How far is that? Yeah. You got homelessness. You got people losing their jobs. You got everything and anything that's going on in this world. But you can't help education? It's been October, November, December. 3 months, half a year. This child has lost. I had a wonderful conversation with her CMO worker today. Yep. She was not happy. She was not happy at all. At all. She actually turned around and said, "Are you freaking kidding me?" I said, "No. No." She said, "Oh my God." She said, "We just went to court. Everything was settled. And everybody questions, why are you back in court for the same thing, for another settlement proposal? Another settlement proposal. Huh. Just for evaluations. Not to implement a court order from November 3rd. Let's talk about mental health. Mental health has become the most crucial thing in this world because of COVID-19. People are seeking therapists. People are seeking psychiatrists. People are on meds all over the world. There's more suicide deaths because of COVID than anything else. There's more suicidal deaths within kids because of school shutting down and just doing virtual. It has affected trillions of children all across the board of this country, where kids are suffering more than adults. Just recently, a 13-year-old kid committed suicide by taking a bunch of pills in his bedroom with his mom sitting in the next room. Why? Because he was being bullied. And the teacher didn't do nothing about it. Wow. So when does this suicidal attempt stop with kids? When do we say enough is enough already? And actually help people. Help people fight their rights. Help any decent human being and turn around and say, you know what? This family is right. We need to do something now. We need to do something now. We need to get on the ball. We need to do something. Can't even go to the township meetings because they won't let you in. You contact the county where it has Tanya's name on here. Get an email from her saying, I can't help you no more. Scott Taylor, superintendent of Union High School, I can't help you. Tim Conti, your caseworker contact you. Harry Ring, I'm out of the office. Joe, no response. So with families who are suffering, cannot afford an attorney, are begging for help to help fight this, to help start an uproar, to help. I don't care if you're in school or not, even if you're an adult. You have a right. There is a reason why the Constitution was signed in July 4th, 1776. There was a reason why Abraham Lincoln did what he did. There was a reason why the Bill of Rights were done. There was a reason why the slaves were freed. Because they were all human beings. We all have needs. We all have stress in this pandemic. We all have everything going on in our lives. But the one thing, you just don't know what to do, is tell your 16-year-old daughter, I don't know. Who goes to bed at 7 o'clock at night and does not want to eat dinner half the time? Does not want to interact with nobody. Segregates herself. Why does she do that? Because the district of Union Township school systems did that to her. Threw her away like she was a piece of trash. Where's the justice and the fairness in all of this? It's not there. You call Judge Bass and tell him how friendly these two attorneys are, and his wife's a teacher, guys. Judge Benacourt's wife is a teacher. Obviously, he doesn't know how much this affects a child emotionally, does he? The reason why they keep delaying this is because they have to spend more money to educate her because they screwed up. And it's going to cost them more money to do that. So they just want the parents to give up and say, hey, we're done. We're done. Does it look like I'm stopping? No. You go through every channel like my husband and I have been saying. You file all your papers. You contact whoever you can. People watch this. Do something about it. Message us. Email us. Let us know. Comment. These were signed. And she's gonna say Representative signed them. Let's see. Here's our paperwork. November 8th, it was signed. November 11th. Conti never signed it. Representative signed it, huh? The attorney signed it, right? Wow. New View Academy. How to earn points. 1. Being safe is 1 point. Following directions, 1 point. Participating, 1 point. Respecting both in peers, 1 point. At all. Where did my daughter get on this? Wow. She's such an endangerment, right? It says 40. Look at that. That's how you get your points. $36. Oh, not bad. Look at that. 40. Then you do the New View Academy. You do about 4 intakes just to get into the school. 4. Had a meeting with the school virtually, went and visited the school with Miss Rang. And then you had to do another intake with Rutgers Behavioral Health, where Dominique was the social worker. You gave them all the doctors, providers information, the therapist, the CMO worker, her psychiatrist, everybody, and told them all the medications that she was on. You think they will contact them? So they want to say we filed more than once. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. We filed 1 time. 1 time. One time. We just kept copies of everything. Let's go to her IEPs. Okay? Let's go to my daughter's IEPs. Here's the one from Union County. I have 3 different dates. Final IEP. This was done school year 2019 to 2021. 2020 to 2021. Case manager Rosa texts her. Special alerts. A reevaluation disability determination meeting was conducted in conjunction with an IEP meeting. Never happened. Malik is eligible for special education related service on the classification of emotionally disturbed, which the law changed. Here we go. IEP date 11/13/2019. Projected IEP start date 12/02/2019. Projected IEP end date 12/1/2020. Modifications, yes. Supplementary aids and services, yes. Supports for school personnel, yes. Oh, wow. Reevaluation date due 11/12/2022. Let's see. Most annual review meeting 11/13/2019. Wow. Annual review due 11/12/2020. Consent waiver, never signed it. Let's see. Home instruction. That's all it says. Home instruction. Let's see. Keep going. Your personal life history's on here. It was all copy and paste. Mods, review reception of content, redirection, refocusing, allow small breaks, break assignments into smaller units, positive reinforcements, and praise use of Chromebook. This was from Bergen County. The IEP dated 1/24/2019 from previous school district. Wow. Home instruction pending, home instruction pending, home instruction pending. That's 12/02/2019 to 12/1/2020. Wow. Anything else? This was signed on 11/13/19. 11/13/19. Let's see, another IEP. Rosa Texera. Same one. Same one. Home instruction. Reevaluation due date 11/12/2022. Rosa Texera. Home or other appropriate setting. Bergen County's IEP. Oh, look at this. 80% success. 80% success. 80% success. All of this. Oh, look at this. Burnett Middle School. Let's see. Copy and paste. Copy and paste. Over here, the nature of the scope of the addition evaluation assessment proposed to be conducted psychiatric, social, education, evaluation, psychological. Procedure safeguard notes. February 26, 2018. I am enclosing copies of the following for your files, IEP. Let's see. Tests and descriptions. March 23rd, 2021. Let's see. Oh, there's nothing there. Nothing there. Look at that. Oh, there's nothing there. Oh, wait, what did they propose? Nothing. Participants. Special ed, GE teacher, Rosa Texera, September 9th, 2019. Oh, consent to implement initial IEP. 9/19. 9/19. Final. Rejected IEP date 11/12. Is this an IEP? Is this an IEP? Background initial assessment. Oh. Age 13 to 10 years old. Let's see. Keep going. Oh, these are all from Bergen County's testing. That's funny. These are all Bergen County's testing. Oh, yeah, I remember this because I have a copy of it. Oh, and they put on here that she's a male. Yeah. I remember this. This was from Bergen County. Hmm. Ridgewood Public School Systems, Ben Franklin. Wow, this is the one. 11/30/2017 it was signed off on. Oh, here we go. Students' disability and educational impacts. This is what an IEP looks like. You know that? Social history assessment. This is all in there. Special factors in an IEP. Behavioral interventions in an IEP. Parent conferences. Modifications. These are all in an assessment. That's it. Keep going on. What does Union County look like? Let me show you. This is Union County. This is Union County. This is Union County Board of Ed. This is, where's the rest of it? Where's the rest of it? You emailed this attorney last night and telling him that you cannot open the files of the consent forms that are attached. You get an email back almost at 2 o'clock in the afternoon when you email them early in the morning telling them you're out of the office. This is Judge Betancourt's what you call it? Secretary. Diana Batista. Yeah. Diana Batista. I received an email today. Oh no. Oh, it says, she emailed me. I cannot forward your email to the judge unless it is copied to your advisory. So should you choose to resubmit your email, you must copy Attorney Teresa. Thank you. Wow. Which my email does. I think that I copied her. December 22nd. You cannot forward my IEP. Why? Why not? Hmm. Oh, look at this. I emailed this Kathy Crime, publisher at tapinunion.net. I emailed her, told her what Union District was doing. She said, sorry for your troubles and understand your frustration. I asked the Board of Education member to get in touch with you and was assured they would. Wow. So let's ask everybody this question. You have the Department of Education for special education. You have rules and regulations that are put into place since IDEA Act was proposed in 1975, right? You have all these other laws that govern children with special needs. You have laws that govern everybody, the bullying, everybody. Now, when a court order is violated by a district and an attorney and falsified and lied upon, who upholds those violations? Who in the state upholds the court order being violated? Who upholds punitive damages? to a child? Who upholds everything? Who does it? Who's in charge? If the director of judge, Ellen S. Bass, does not want to get involved, then who upholds it? Who violates the District for IDA Act 1975? Who upholds all those violations? Does the state? Does the county? Who does it? Who does it? We do not know. We're just going to continue to keep letting a child suffer that is in need. And we're going to keep going around in circles. Let's just keep going for settlement. Let's just keep going for settlement. Let's just keep going for settlement. So by the time this is all over, it'll be high school's done. High school's done. Yeah. So where do we go from here? And now the kids that graduate in high school are going into 11th grade. But your child asks you, am I gonna go to prom? Am I gonna have a diploma? Am I gonna have a cap and gown? How do you answer that? Who was stripped away of her rights of a free, appropriate education. How do you answer to your child that question? Who wanted to go to school and go to college and become a nurse and help others? We didn't do this. My child didn't do this. So who's responsible? And the attorney wants to put in her stipulations when she sent it to Judge Cookson at 5:30 in the morning that the parents are barriers of a child's education. Wow. We're the barriers, right? Who's not following the court order? Who's not implementing services? Who's not providing education? We're the barriers? Meanwhile, my husband and I have done nothing but fight and fight and fight and fight since 2019. But we're the barrier. We're liars when documents says otherwise, right? Or orders says otherwise. Trenton says otherwise. But the parents are barriers to their daughter's education. I highly doubt that. This doesn't end. This is going to end one way or another. Because I'm telling everybody right now, I am not giving up. You can take me far as you want. I got more documentation proof than you can ever believe. I am not going to stop fighting. Nor should any family. I'm not going to throw my kid on home instruction because that's what the district wants. That's all they care about. Meanwhile, they can't even do home instruction anyway, because teachers are not there. They refuse to do it. Not me. The district does. I suggest anyone in this world who does watch this, make sure that it's general public or special education, make sure your children are getting the appropriate education. Make sure your children are safe in school. Make sure they are not bullied, intimidated by principals or anybody. You are their parents. They're not. You know your child better than anyone else. There's injustice. There's so much violations that the attorney just keeps trying to bail them out of. But she's still failing to do. I have rights to protect my kid. I have rights to fight for my child. This is not how you educate a child. This is not justice. This is wrongfully termination of a child's education. Do what you can. And we do ask the public, please either comment or email us. We're ask yourselves this: when does this end? We ask ourselves this question at the same time. When does it stop? Where does it stop? Who's going to stop it before it gets way too deep? Who's going to get involved before it gets any worse? Schools are already down on shutdown again anyway. Yeah. Who's going to win this battle? When does this end? Let's ask Union Township District that question. Let's ask the attorney that question. When do you stop lying and actually admit to the fact that you guys screwed up? You guys keep doing. I know it's Christmas Eve tomorrow. Whoever sees this video, whoever watches it, don't care if you're a government official, someone needs to put an end to it before there's more damages done. Either going to be me or someone else. At this moment, my husband and I fighting for it, and we will put an end to it. This goes out to all the families. We have done all these videos, not just for our benefit, is to help other families who are suffering in Union County and who keep taking the district to court. We do not want to see or hear another family go through what we are. We want families to know their rights, and we want families to protect their children. We've suffered enough. We have. Our daughter has suffered enough. Psychologically, emotionally, mentally, educationally. Rights being stripped away. This is to help other families. This is such a disgrace to the public, to the state, to Governor Murphy, to special education law. Such a disgrace. It's so sad that you go to bed, pray every day, or try to sleep every damn night, wondering what else you could possibly do. But you're doing everything you can. Where's our justice? Where's our daughter's justice? Where's her rights? Where's our rights? We do not want to see another family suffer. This has gone long enough now. Long enough, 3 months. Who's gonna help? Who's gonna start protests? Who's gonna call and say, hey, listen, I know this, I know that? As you can tell, this is where we are. We will continue to keep making videos to make it go viral. We will blast social media with everything. Just don't let another child, another family suffer. Like we have. All those government officials, Union Township District of New Jersey, everybody. I hope to God you cannot sleep at night knowing what you did. I hope your conscience gets the best of you. And this attorney too. Every other parent, ask yourselves, why is this happening? Ask yourselves, is my kid okay? Are they doing good at school? What's going on? Let me be involved like we have been. We are going to keep making videos and we are going to keep fighting. It's not going to stop. They can drag this on all they want, but they are wasting states' money. They're wasting our taxpayers' money. They're wasting the funding that was passed of $13 billion. Yeah, we're going to cut budgets. $13 billion, and they're asking for more. Ask yourselves, where is all this money going? Ask yourself, what is really going on? The hell is Union Township Board of Education District? You pay them. You pay Carrie. You pay Kim Conti. You pay the superintendents. You pay school. You pay the mayor. You pay the board member committee. You pay for the county district of New Jersey to rebuild everything. You pay. You pay Tanya, who is the board of county special education services. You pay these taxpayers' money. The government. Really sit down and think about that money. It's the end of the year. I use it somehow, so they can ask for more funding. Ask yourself, 3 months, they can figure it out. Ask yourself, why does the child have to suffer in the county board of education township school district? Ask yourself, who upholds violations of, who upholds violating a court order? Who upholds emotional and psychological and mental stress on a child who already has these? Who upholds the punitive damages to the family? Ask yourselves. Ask yourselves, when is this going to stop? Ask yourself, how longer does it? Hope all of you have a wonderful Christmas. Enjoy the holidays. Thank you all for watching or listening. Like I said, there will be links. My husband will put up. Please comment or email. Fighting. Eventually, someone's going to win it. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Wonderful week. All in the next year. We will keep you updated on a daily basis like we have. If you want to join in all this fighting, email us, comment on YouTube. Tell us you want to post videos up too. Let us know your story. Let us know. Have a good day, guys. What do we do with this? Babe. How do you,